What's up everyone, welcome back to the Europe tour, and oh my gosh, it's finally happening. We're at Disneyland Paris here in France, a park I've wanted to go to for a very, very long time. As many of you know, I love Disney parks. We have 6 over in the States and I adore all of them for different reasons. This is my first time going to a Disney park internationally. There's actually 2 at this resort. You have the main Disneyland Castle Park as well as Walt Disney Studios Park, which we're going to be starting at first. Reason being, we should be able to knock it out relatively quickly. The main Castle Park is where the majority of attractions are. Also too, the rides in Walt Disney Studios do tend to have lower capacities, so the lines will move a lot slower. That's why I want to just bang them out right away at the beginning, and then we'll spend the rest of our time at Disneyland Paris doing our favorite attractions. The reason I procrastinated coming to Disneyland Paris for so long is because the Castle Park has a lot of the same or very, very similar attractions to the Disney parks in the States. And so there wasn't really a huge incentive for me to come, aside from the couple of unique ones, but more so, I've kind of taken this as an opportunity of we at least get to see the park, and I've heard that Disneyland Paris, the Castle Park, is one of the more beautiful Disney parks out there. On the contrary, Walt Disney Studios actually has a reputation for being one of the worst Disney parks out there, if not the worst, probably the worst, let's be honest. But already its name doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Walt Disney Studios Park opened in 2002, 10 years after the Castle Park opened in 92, and at the time, of course, they offered the studio tour, the tram ride, that Universal Studios Hollywood still offers, as well as Disney Hollywood Studios used to offer, but then they got rid of that, and so it's like the only way you can really tell what the theme of the park is by the theming, but there's not a lot of that right now. So the place just kind of has an identity crisis, and it's quite odd. That's why they're actually rebranding it next year to Disney's Adventure World, where they plan to expand the crap out of it. They're going to be adding so much stuff to that park, but in its current form, we're saying goodbye to Walt Disney Studios Park, that name and theme, but I'll get to experience it. It's pretty interesting. There's a few rides and coasters in that park I'm looking forward to, but I think right away we've got to head to Crush's Coaster. I've heard that is a very slow-moving line if you don't do it right away. But yeah, it really is surreal being here. I'm super excited. I've wanted to go to Disneyland Paris for a long time, so let's head on in. So we're in, and actually I'm quite surprised by how much I like this little front entrance area. I will keep an open mind going into this park. As much as its reputation suggests that it's probably going to be kind of mid, I do want to see how much I enjoy it, you know? It's a new Disney experience for me. I'm super excited. I typically love Disney parks, but Crush's Coaster is not yet open for the day, so we're actually going to head back here to Tower of Terror. Oh yeah, there it is, Tower of Terror, one of the more iconic Disney attractions out there, and I'm so glad to see it here in Paris. This one is very, very similar to what the Florida one is and what the California one used to be like. It was greenlit for Paris in 2005 and then opened in 2008. There's definitely like a lot of construction walls around this park that don't look the best. That is a little weird. And then I guess right next to this, for some reason, is just Avengers Campus, so a little bit of an odd transition. Already I'm finding reasons to nitpick this park, honestly, but that's okay. I'm still really excited for the attraction.
Des objets élucidés. Vous venez d'entrer dans la 4e dimension.
This is really different from all the Tower of Terrors. I love this. Wow.
I know you're here. Whatever you do, don't scream.
That did not age well. Whoa! Wow! Wow, that was majorly impressive. I am blown away, actually. I think that's my favorite iteration of Tower of Terror at any of the Disney parks I've been to. It was incredible. It was by far the creepiest one, that's for sure. There's like this little girl guiding you the whole way. She's like singing along with the dun 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 theme. It's so good. Holy crap. I can't believe how much I love that. And the ride time was good too. Usually, I feel like the one in Florida just feels a little on the short side. Even the one in California can be that way sometimes. Maybe I just got a good cycle, but that was honestly mind-blowing. So far, a great start to my time at Disneyland Paris, and I only had to wait maybe 15 minutes for it too, so that was excellent. I think next we're heading into Avengers Campus, which just opened a couple of years ago at all the Disney parks, but this one at Paris is especially recent. It's a great looking section, I really do like it, and it's anchored by two rides. You have Spider-Man Web Slingers Adventure, which is almost identical to the one we have in California. Therefore, I think I'm gonna skip it for today. The real reason I'm coming back here is Avengers Assemble Flight Force, an indoor roller coaster that actually used to be Rock and Roller Coaster. I mentioned this is a Vekoma LSM coaster. It actually opened to pretty mixed reviews, a lot of people saying that the theming was subpar for a Disney park. But again, I'm keeping an open mind. I'm really excited to do it, and it's the first roller coaster of the day. So I literally just walked on single rider line. The only downside is you do miss the Iron Man animatronic in the queue. So I was looking forward to that, but...
Initiating launch in 3.
Oh God. Okay, we're doing this. We're doing this. Oh, you can't see anything. What? Woo! Oh!
Tony, I do not need your help blowing stuff up.
Woo! Pretty smooth. Oh!
It's up to you now. Projectiles are closing in.
That's cool. Woo! Okay. Yeah, that has the reputation it does for a reason. I'm gonna be honest, the fact that you guys couldn't see anything is a testament to how little theming they have inside of that building. When you launch, it's actually pretty cool with all the lights, and the launch is a very forceful launch. I really liked it, and the actual layout on that is good. The ride is also maintained very well by Disney. It's smooth, you know, like Rock and Roller Coaster is smooth too at Disney's Hollywood Studios, but I definitely prefer Rock and Roller Coaster, and that's coming from someone who was like mildly disappointed by that when I rode it a few years ago. But yeah, like after the launch, there is nothing to look at. It's just a bunch of like stars, I guess. Why does this look like Space Mountain or Guardians of the Galaxy at Epcot? Every now and then you would get these screens, but they seem very low budget and like just the quality wasn't good. So I don't know what was up with that. That was definitely like one of the worst attempts of a themed experience that Disney's ever done, in my opinion. I mean, I still had fun on it, mainly just because the layout is good fun, but yeah, that was ouch. Walking from Avengers Campus to Crush's Coaster, which did reopen, so that's good. Yeah, you just have all these construction walls everywhere. It's not the best look at all, actually. Like, this has been most of the park from what I've seen. It's just literal construction walls. And from what I understand, it's not because they're actually building stuff. It's literally just how it's set up. And I found another oddity in the cohesion between the theming. It says, "Welcome to Radiator Springs," but this is Finding Nemo. But then over here, Lightning McQueen. What's up with that? It's so strange. Anyways, I am really excited for Crush's Coaster. It's like basically Laugh Track at Hershey Park, like one of those cloned layouts, except it's a little bit of an extended ride, and it has a constant moving station to help with capacity, because this is like one of the worst choices Disney could have made for capacity. It's really bad. It was opened in 2007 from Mauer. Yeah, let's do it. I really like what they did with the station, I will say. It's actually very nice theming. And occasionally these two seagulls will go, my. It's really funny. Here we go. Oh God. Off we go on Crush's Coaster. So this is one of the main differences with the normal Mauer layout. Little lift hill. Into this bit of an outdoor section. Whoa! Oh, it's so smooth. Oh, this is wonderful.
Hi, dudes! Regarde sur le grand est australien! Totally! We're surfing the East Australian current!
Here's the big lift hill now. So it's the same as a bunch of other rides I've experienced now. Oh, look at that. That's cool. Whoa! Oh, wow. Can't see much in here, but it's fun. I'm spinning a lot. I wish there was more to look at in here, though. man, same story as Flight Force. Like, the coaster bit is actually good. I like the layout and everything, but the lack of theming is very noticeable. I did like the extension before the main lift hill. That was all good, and the theming there was great. But then the second you enter the main portion of the building where all of the layout is, there's just nothing to look at. It's dark, as you guys can see. There's just nothing going on. That one did run fast. Like, again, I like the coaster bit, but man, that was another like rather disappointing one for me. I'm not very impressed with the coaster collection at Walt Disney Studios so far. We are going into Toy Story Land under Buzz Lightyear's legs. This section looks decent. It's not bad. It really serves as like the kids section of this park, which is appropriate. However, they do have a family coaster back here called RC Racer. It's these big orange towers here. Literally just a simple U shuttle coaster. Oh, I like this. Look at Slinky Dog. That's a nice flat ride. I like that. But there's a few of these around the world, but my first time experiencing one is now. It basically just launches back and forth a couple times. It's like one of their half-pipe coasters. However, you don't actually spin. It's very, very tame. Yeah, there you go. I believe the spikes do go beyond vertical a little bit, but they're so short, I don't know if you'll be able to really feel it. Oh my god. I might just be waiting like 40 minutes for this. Hey, I gotta do what I gotta do. I'm willing to try it. So for whatever reason, they didn't allow filming on that one, even though they allowed it on everything else in the park. And that's like the tamest thing I've done so far, so I thought that was like really weird. Anyways, there wasn't much to show anyway. RC Racers was very tame. I mean, my whole train was screaming. Everyone on there was like so ecstatic. But it's like, have you never been on a roller coaster before? Probably not, because there are no forces at all, no positives, no airtime. And I get that it's supposed to be like a tame kids family ride, but just given the reactions of the people on board, like I obviously support like the idea of having fun on a roller coaster. It's just the whole time I'm thinking, dude, there's like nothing happening. The launches had no kick to them. Like, it was a very underwhelming experience. But here's one I cannot wait for: Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. It's gonna be the last thing we do here at Walt Disney Studios Park, and then we'll make our way over to the Castle Park. So I believe this opened in 2014. This is a trackless dark ride. It's what I was most anticipating coming into this one, because I just rode a Ratatouille at Epcot fairly recently in Florida. I absolutely loved that version. I was so impressed by it, so I cannot wait to do the original here at Walt Disney Studios. So let's head on in. Seems like the single rider queue is only 15 minutes for this one. That's great. Here we go on Ratatouille. This should be very fun. That they mix in practical sets. Like, this looks really good.
What are you doing? Que manigancez-vous?
Oh, I got wet. I love this chase scene.
Hey, thanks for coming, everyone. Vous serez toujours les bienvenus, chérie.
Just did Ratatouille, and yeah, see, that's good, and I like Tower of Terror, but everything else about this park, rides and just the park appearance, is very mediocre in my opinion. I think with the context that this is a Disney theme park, it's one of the worst parks I've ever been to, honestly. That's why I'm very excited to get into Disneyland Paris, which I've heard is one of the best parks in Europe, so that should be a polar opposite to this. Look, I know what Disney's capable of. They've done some of the best themed lands, some of the best rides on the planet. I think this park deserves so much of that love that Disney's put into their other parks. And it seems that they're going gonna get that soon. I don't know if you guys have seen the Lion King water ride and themed land. That looks absolutely phenomenal. The Frozen land they're building here, incredible. I think with these things, the park will be infinitely better than it is now. But then the other complaint I would just give it overall, I mean, the atmosphere is not half bad here, but the transition from land to land is also just super abrupt and doesn't have any cohesion to it at all. And Disney's usually really good at that, so I have no idea what happened here. It's like when they built Walt Disney Studios, they just forgot how to build a theme park. Anyways, I've said all I need to say. Let's move onwards to Disneyland Paris. Wow, what an impression. Walking up to Disneyland Park, this looks absolutely fantastic. I love all the landscaping around here. But you know, Disney does that very, very well. Let's head inside. Oh my gosh, I'm actually mind blown. Like, this is the most beautiful Disney castle I've ever seen. It's like the most whimsical for sure. I like how you have this like hillside with the waterfall going into the castle. And I've heard too, if you walk beneath it, there's like a really cool animatronic dragon as well. So there's like a walkthrough experience integrated into the castle. Dude, I'm so excited. This park, to me, looks a lot better than the other one. Already just judging by the atmosphere. It's very lively. I'm hearing there's a great big beautiful Tomorrow playing as I'm walking in. That got my spirits lifted quite a bit. One of the big differences with Disneyland Paris is instead of Tomorrowland, they have Discoveryland. This is really cool. It still has the same general theme, but look at that thing. That looks freaking rad. So instead of a Space Mountain, they have this. Star Wars Hyperspace Mountain Rebel Mission. Inside that building is a Vekoma uphill launch, 3 inversions. It looks pretty sick. I'm very excited to ride it. Also too, coming into my visit today, I thought for sure there was no way I'd be riding it because a week ago, this thing went down for some unknown issue, and today was the first day since then that it's open, so narrowly getting on this, but I'm very happy because this is actually one of my most anticipated rides in this park. I'm so excited for this. Hyperspace Mountain, boys. I'm gonna get copyrighted to hell. Interesting ride. I enjoyed Hyperspace Mountain a lot. It's actually kind of what I think Flight Force should have been in terms of the pacing of it and the theming of it. I mean, there were still some bits where there's not much to look at, but it's fun flying through the dark and you have all those stars. I mean, it feels like the other Space Mountains, right? But as much as I prefer the family thrill iterations that the other Disney parks have done, that's just my personal preference. I think the one at Disneyland, for example, is an amazing ride. I still thought that was really, really cool. Definitely like fairly intense at parts. The 3 inversions were great. My favorite moment on that was there was a corkscrew where you narrowly miss a bunch of TIE fighters. It was really neat. And I would say in general, like the screen quality of those is so much better than Flight Force. It had just enough theming. Like it was very, very fun. And the trains from Vekoma with the vest restraints also eliminated any headbanging. The ride tracked smooth in general, but I could definitely see how you could get some headbanging if it weren't for those. Yeah, great ride. That was fun. Okay, we made our way back to the castle because I really wanted to check out that walkthrough experience that everyone always talks about with that crazy dragon animatronic. But yeah, I guess the reason that this castle is so impressive is because in Europe they have higher standards for castles. I would assume that's like kind of the reason, right? Okay, I found it, I think. Yeah, this is very tucked away. Like, this would be super easy to miss. Wow, dude, that's incredible. I'm blown away by this park's Frontierland section after going through a walk. And yeah, here's Thunder Mountain, literally like on an island. That's so crazy. That looks so fun. It's at a 100-minute wait right now, so I'm gonna hold off for a bit. I think we'll get on it soon, but I want to go on Phantom Manor now, which is this park's iteration of Haunted Mansion. It's their own original take on it. There's not too many differences, but I love Haunted Mansion. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna love this too.
Perhaps you should sit c'est disquieting medical évidemment. Hélas, les choses ne sont pas toujours ce qu'elles paraissent.
Okay guys, we're on Phantom Manor. I'm so excited. This is the scene that's like basically the same from Haunted Mansion. You can't even really see, it's so dark. Wow, dude, that's insane. What? We're in like a underground cave.
All our ghosts have been done to meet you.
Look at this haunted like western town. This is amazing. Incredible. Phantom Manor. Oh my god. First of all, I wasn't expecting it to be that different from the Haunted Mansions that we have back at home. That was so good. It was also darker. Like, I noticed that on Tower of Terror too. Like, they go darker in Europe, I guess. I don't know. That was amazing. I also love the facade out here. The exterior of the manor is quite incredible. It is time for Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. The wait is ridiculous, but I'm willing to do it. I haven't waited much for anything else today. And this looks amazing. Look at that. Freaking awesome. This opened in '92, manufactured by Vekoma. It's one of their mine trains. And this, I've heard, is fantastic. I've heard actually this is the best Big Thunder Mountain out there in the world, so very excited. Big Thunder Mountain, let's do it. I've heard a lot of good things about this particular one, so very, very excited. We got a little bit of a drop out the station. Whoa! 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 Oh my gosh, here we go. I'm so excited. Woo! Oh, that cactus! Oh! It's loud. Oh, the setting is awesome. Whoa! Whoa! Oh my gosh! What's happening right now? What? What? Ah! Oh my god! What? Holy crap, that ending was insane. I've just gotten 2 rides on Big Thunder Mountain here at Disneyland Paris. Once in the front, which you saw in the POV, and then I waited to do it again in the back because I heard that had a ton of airtime. And it had some good airtime, not as much as I maybe expected. However, I still think that's marginally my favorite Big Thunder Mountain that I've ever done, mainly because the finale of that is so insane. I had no idea what to expect, but that was one of the few coaster moments that I would say legitimately scared me. You just continuously go down, 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 like in the dark, you can't see anything. You're gaining so much speed. It doesn't seem like it should be allowed. Plus, I just love the setting. It's like on its own island. I think that's so freaking cool. So definitely a fantastic ride and one of the headliners in the Disneyland Paris resort. This is another great section of the park themed to pirates. I think that's an indicator of what we'll do next. Pirates of the freaking Caribbean, guys. So excited. I think this will end up being one of my favorite rides in the resort. It's one of my favorite dark rides out there. I've heard it's more akin to the Disneyland one, which is longer and more atmospheric, relative to the Florida one, which is a bit on the short side. Still great, but the California one's incredible. It's one of my favorite rides ever. And only a 25-minute wait. Let's do it. Even though it spills out, it just goes to show how fast the operations are. Who's ready for Pirates of the Caribbean? I know I sure am. This one's cool though, because you can actually go by the restaurant that they built around the ride first, instead of at the end.
Ils ont droit à gloire.
Let's go. I love the dog that keeps the keys away from them. Oh, we got a drop? Oh! Into the battle scene. Incredible. Wow, that's definitely new. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. Oh, jeez. I literally can't believe what I just rode. That was absolutely unbelievable. Their Pirates is like almost as good as the one in California. Maybe on par. It's not as long still, I don't think, but holy crap. So much of that was new to me. That's definitely been my favorite ride at Disneyland Paris Resort, for sure. Absolutely unbelievable. Just wandering around the park, and I think I found our next roller coaster, Indiana Jones. Oh yeah, here we go. Very weird ride. Also from Intamin. Disney does, in fact, have Intamin coasters in their park. This one is, it's almost the same layout as the Looping Zyklons from Pinfari, which funnily enough is like one of the most hated coaster models out there, but I guess because it's Intamin, they smooth it out a little bit. And also look at the theming. I mean, it is incredible. Hey, check it out. We miraculously scored the front row, which means you guys get a good view of what is supposed to be a pretty mediocre coaster. Here we go. This thing's already jank, actually. Whoa! Ouch. That was painful. What the heck? Whoa! Oh, man. What? This is an Intamin? No way! Oh! Oh! Oh, that was so forceful! Oh my god! Ouch! Ouch! Oh, this sucks! Oh, this is horrible! Oh my god! What was that? I don't know why more people don't talk about how genuinely horrible that coaster is. Indiana Jones might have been one of the worst coasters I've ever done. It's just filled to the brim with like uncomfortable transitions and track profiling. I cannot believe that was an Intamin. It's my favorite manufacturer ever. The one saving grace with that, the vertical loop was actually very good. It was smooth and super forceful, but the rest of the ride was so bad. Like aside from the theming, that was trash. And I just waited 45 minutes for it, which I don't feel very good about. That's definitely one you skip if you come to Disneyland Paris. Not a fan at all. I think that's gonna do it then from Disneyland Paris Resort. I've had an amazing time. I've done all the rides I really wanted to do. There's still several in the park though. If it's your first time visit to any Disney park, you might want to do, such as the Fantasyland rides, Peter Pan and Pinocchio. But I'm very satisfied. I know I spent a lot of money to get here, but I'm heading out early because nothing on this trip has been more valuable than a good night's rest. And considering I have a place to stay like right by the park, it would be perfect if I can just get some editing done and then crash, especially because my family is coming in tomorrow, the start of a whole other section of the trip. So I'm very excited. As for the parks, Walt Disney Studios, as you probably heard already, I think is kind of a dumpster fire compared to literally any other Disney park. There's a few good rides and the park in general doesn't look horrible, but there is a lot wrong with it for sure. Disneyland Paris, on the other hand, I really loved. I think it's probably my fourth favorite theme park in Europe. It's just absolutely stunning. The rides are very good. And one of my favorite spots right here, right at the base of the castle. This castle is absolutely incredible. It's definitely my favorite of any Disney park I've been. I'm so eager to see some of the ones in Asia now because I've heard those are incredible too. But thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Stay tuned because we got a lot more content to come from this trip. Lots of smaller parks here in France. Peace out, everyone.